Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the February 24th SIG Windows weekly meeting. This meeting will be recorded, so please adhere to CNCF code of conduct. Yeah, I don't think there are any new announcements, and yeah, there are new people joining, so maybe you can introduce yourself.
Yep, we have today Skyler. Skyler work in the Red Hat with the Windows Container team. So welcome, Skyler, and I will give you some opportunity to introduce yourself.
Hello. I'm Skylar. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, yeah, I work on the WinC team, the Windows Machine Config Operator. I'm Jose's coworker, and we were thinking about getting involved in more upstream stuff, working on a blog post together, and all sorts of other good stuff like that. So, it's good to meet everybody. Hello.
Welcome to the community. Okay, let's jump to the agenda. Is this from you, JR?
No,
I added that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw I think that a while ago there was some work done by some folks, I think possibly or I think it was Ratika, to get the kubectl debug node commands working for Windows, and it looks like there was a PR that was open that kind of got abandoned. So I was just wondering if we should pick that up or if anybody knows the history of this.
yep, that's a good point. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, Ritika used to be in our team, but I don't think she is going to still be contribute to SIG Windows. Yeah, maybe we ping him in this PR, and if there is no much response, we can take over, something like that.
Yep, I think that should be fine.
Okay. I think David, do you used to do some investigation on this aspect? No
Yeah,
debug or?
the plan was to investigate, but as we talked last time, I think Mark mentioned Ritika is working for this, either Mark or James, I think. So I paused at that time. I can revisit if Ritika is not working anymore.
Okay, yeah, maybe your comments on that PR, and
Sure.
we continue with the investigation.
Yeah,
Okay, thank
our
you.
ping her offline.
Okay. And the second part is review good first issues.
yep, I added that one. So Mark, I think we need some. There is an open thread in Slack for someone asking on issues, first good issues, and I think you have a couple that you want to add.
Oh yeah, I said I was going to add some. I think I'll do that today. I got distracted. Yeah, so I think there's a couple that we can add. Jordan Leggett asked why we weren't running the unit tests on Windows against some of the packages in the staging directory. And so I did a quick update to the job to turn those on and ran it through a PR CI pass in the PR, and others a bunch of failures. So I think some of those, initially there was a lot coming from API server related packages, and I disabled, I skipped the tests for the API server related packages because I don't know if it's worth time to fix that, but there's a couple other ones that look like they are, um, should be not too difficult to solve. So we can open those and assign those to as good first issues.
Yep, I think feel free to open the issue and we can trash them.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
the other item is you previously shared this list that we maintain. Not sure how up to date it is, and if there is something else that we need to track it, or can we close this issue?
Wow, yeah, this is old. Is there anything that we said that we wanted to do?
There are some items that are still unchecked, but I don't know if they're like outdated or just postponed.
Yeah, what is it? Replace Docker E instructions with Moby bits.
Yeah,
Update container set provide. Um, yeah, do we want to look through this now or set up another time to do this with other people who are possibly interested? I don't know if there's more agenda, we can come back to this at the end and then just take a look at this.
yeah. I don't have anything else. Not sure if anyone else has something.
Okay, I mean, we can spend some time to do
Okay.
this.
Mhm. Oh, back to the first code issue. I think in the SIG Windows repo, testing repo, I also create an issue. Maybe that can also be marked as first code issue because it's mainly document related. Which if we want to update some README Markdown files, the link checking will get kicked in and will report quite a few errors. So that maybe also can be a good first issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So by the way, on the SIG Windows Slack channel, there is also people I think which is from Tiger is reporting install container D script issue, and he sent out the PR to address that. I left a few comments over there. Basically, the issue is that in container D, install container D, there is a step which try to replace the CNI path in the container D configure file. But on container D 2.x, the syntax, the section of the config syntax changed a bit, which caused the issues. So he addressed that, but I think he also need to be back compatible to include the case of container D 1.x. So there was an ongoing discussion on our SIG Windows channel.
Okay,
Last
yeah, I
time.
know that I think either last release or this release, like the kubelet won't start unless it's container D2. So, but we can have a little bit of backwards compatibility, but pretty soon anybody who's using container D like the 1.x's aren't going to be able to um, use that anymore.
Okay. Okay. Uh, that's all from me today. Are there any issues from any item from anything else?
Nothing from me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Ellen. I'm the PM for a new feature
So
on Wednesday.
yeah, if so, so maybe we can close the meeting today and meet next time.
All
I
right.
mean, do we want to look at some of the documentation stuff now?
Yep, that works for me.
Yeah, I can at least stay.
By the way, Mark, quick question. How can I configure an issue to land on this filter just with, I mean, do I need to add something specific to SIG Windows or just with the good first issue label that would be good enough?
I believe just adding the good first issue label should be good enough.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Okay.
And the first one I think is like specify minimum or recommended system requirements. This one's been a bit, I don't know, contentious, and I don't know if we actually want to do this. Are we specifying any right now? Like I don't I feel like what it like
Yeah, I think in RAM, in memory, we do have fixed expectations, at least a lower minimum. Same with the storage size, right? Since the images are pretty heavy.
yeah. I mean, does anybody have any thoughts here? Do we need to specify? I forgot why this was in the list. I think it should be up to whoever is running it to monitor like the resource utilization.
Right.
And
But
I
I think
feel like anything
it's
we
a
recommend,
good practice
someone's gonna
to at least specify a minimum.
Yeah, I don't know if we ever I feel like if we whenever we specify somebody's gonna potentially have a problem with, I don't know what we would want to set. Are there like minimum recommendations for Linux anywhere?
Yeah,
Hmm.
I was just thinking about that.
Yeah, if there's not minimum recommendations for Linux, I think we should just skip that. Does anybody object to that? And if they do, feel free to suggest some minimum recommended system requirements.
Or maybe just Windows 2019 above or 2022 above. We do not support old versions.
I think that we do have something like that. But yeah, that would be good. Windows containers in Kubernetes. I'm checking. I mean, we have the Windows OS version compatibility on the intro page, which does say Windows Server for Kubernetes 135 operating system compatibility for Windows nodes. It is as follows, and that's just use Windows Server 2022 or 2025 LTSC. Um,
I think it depends on how you are spinning the cluster, right? So KubeADM have their own minimums, but yeah.
oh, and there is, if you go down, there's a hardware. If you go to like the concepts, Windows and Kubernetes, Windows containers and Kubernetes, there is something that says there's hardware recommendations and considerations, and it does recommend a 64-bit processor with 4 cores or more, and 8 gigabytes of RAM and 50 gigabytes more of free space. I don't. Under on the navigation page, instead of getting started, there's a concepts tab. Oh, right, yeah, right above, no, below the concept, but below the getting started. Yeah. Then there's Windows and Kubernetes, and then the Windows containers and Kubernetes. There's if you search for hardware recommendations.
Yep. I think we do have them.
I think that like our the tests use, at least the ones that are running in Azure, mainly use the 4 core. Like I think they use standard DS4 V5s, which is 4 cores and 8 gigabytes of RAM. So
Yep.
that's what we test on. So it works. So I think that's a fair minimum. Probably, I don't know if it's recommended for production workloads, but I think we could probably check that off. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yep. So probably can you add this description mark and Oh,
Yeah.
I,
What's the exact issue number? It's cut off on.
I just shared the link here in the chat to the documentation, so
Okay.
you can. Yeah.
Oh no, you shared a link to this page, not the issue. The docs page.
Okay.
It's 3.1. Okay. No, wait, 3.1. Is this on the website or which repo is it in?
In the website, correct. I shared the link here in the chat as well.
Okay. Okay, and then there's split up content into multiple pages. I think we said we want to move the storage somewhere. I think that's just review docs/concepts/storage, Windows storage for accuracy on the page.
So the goal is to break this one down.
No, I think this was just the it looked like there was one item to move it to a separate page. Because if I remember correctly, there was basically one huge page on the docs that described Windows, and the initial ask was to move that out, move the relevant sections out to the sections, like to the relevant sections instead of all having it in Windows. So it looks like there was a pull request to move the Windows storage information to like a storage section, which happened. But that was, I'm guessing, because there's another item to review it for accuracy that was just kind of moved as is and wasn't updated in place or as part of the move. So I think we can just read through that and see if. Yeah. I don't know, Yuan Liang or anybody, do you have any issues with what's in here? Or should we say that it's good?
No issues for me. But I also remember that for the graceful shutdown, there are also comments to move the Windows part to a separate one. I remember there used to be a comment on that documentation as well.
Do you remember who asked for that? Because I feel like the different depends on who's reviewing it. Will give different advice, which is kind of unfortunate.
I will need to check. I don't have that in my mind right now.
Yep.
Okay. I think
That-
this is good. I'll just check that like we reviewed it. And then I think the same thing for the networking stuff. I do see update documentation around WinOverlay, WinBridge, and SDN Bridge. I believe I did that as part of the promoting the WinOverlay and or DSR feature gates to stable. But there is another task to review the Windows networking docs for accuracy. And I think that should probably be done. But Lynn, do you know who would be a good person to review these?
Oh, the WinDSR stuff.
Yeah, there's a specific page under concepts, services, networking, and then Windows networking. I'll drop a link in here that I made some updates to
Y-
when
yeah,
loading those feature gates to stable, but I think somebody with more detailed networking experience should probably.
yeah, that will likely have to be the core networking teams, like through us.
Okay.
I'll start from him if he can point us to a better direction, so be it. Yeah, I will start from him.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it was yeah, this was updated pretty it looks like this was updated for the 134 release.
Mm.
But yeah, somebody can take a look for more accuracy. If we could find a review for that, that would be good. Okay, next was review the Kubernetes docs concepts Windows intro. Yeah, which is just the page we were on with or there's a huge page with a bunch of stuff. I don't know if who wants to review that. You can take a look, but I think if anybody has any ideas on how to improve the structure of that, that would be appreciated. And then what else? Yeah. Is Arvin not? No, Arvin's not here. There was kind of some issues with the guides for adding and upgrading Windows nodes. Um, Let me try and find out what some of those issues were, and then maybe we can discuss those again at the next community meeting. There were some issues because we were, I think, kind of being pretty opinionated about which CNIs to install and we're hosting some documentation about how to configure those CNIs for Windows, and people flagged those because that's not supposed to be part of the Kubernetes documentation, but they weren't hosted anywhere else. And then we tried to move them to the SIG Windows or SIG Windows tools repository, and I don't know what exactly happened with all of that. So yeah, we can start a conversation in Slack and then rediscuss this next week.
Okay, thank you, Mark.
Yeah.
So anything else from anyone?
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Okay. See you next time, everyone.
All right, thanks everybody.
Yeah.
Have a good
Bye.
rest of the day.
Mhm.
Bye.
Bye.